brand new street and brand new me. Side by friends I need. Don't you tell me that you're in town, I already know. Couple days ago. Hey, now that our names are written in stone, let's be honest, sounds like home. Still I'm here alone and I'm calling your phone. I wish I could wipe my own memory out. I wish I could dream about somebody else. I wish I could talk when the silence so loud. I wish, oh I wish. I wish I could wipe my own memory out. I wish I could do something that will make sense. I wish I would know what you're thinking about. I wish I could wipe my own memory out. Saw you now. Dreams might turn into something real. Don't you give me that look, take a bow. Already know, now you gotta go. Hey, now that our names are written in stone, let's be honest, sounds like home. Still I'm here alone and I'm calling your phone. I wish I could wipe my own memory out. I wish I could dream about somebody else. I wish I could talk when the silence so loud. I wish, oh I wish. I wish I could wipe my own memory out. I wish I could do something that will make sense. I wish I would know what you're thinking about. I wish I could wipe my own memory out.
Is he know I want? And then we'll put this like in here,
Okay.
the hydrangea in the center, and then finish it off with boxwood. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like an eye.
Too far.
Right? Something like that.
That to here, to whatever it is. Or like.
Call it 31.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
Okay.
you want to do it?
No, it's fine.
This one's bigger.
Yeah. This looks to the foot center.
Wasn't it 31 and 31?
Well, it's 36 to the center. So on this one, we gotta do the back and the front, right? Like do the whole little planter.
Okay. We're not sod behind it, are we?
It'll keep it clean from this side.
So then back a little bit, I suppose.
We'll go back to what we said. Stretches a bit straight. That one. Now,
But right here, I'm going to have it.
right, we're going to fold it. Now we're going to create your shape that you want.
Let me hold it where it's going. Right here. Like, yeah, like that. And then over here, make it more round into the grass because we're planting a tree here. So we need room for the tree and then planting around the tree.
Like this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. And then kind of dip it in a little bit and then just, don't you think? Like a tree right here. And then, huh?
Yep.
We don't want anything there. Can't really, huh? I mean, that's the side of the yard that just goes.
Yeah.
I think that's just going to have to stay, but we'll plant around. What are we going to get? One more holly, you said?
One or two.
Okay. I like it a lot, actually. Come here, because you can see it just kind of, it leads you out that way. And you just walked through there naturally.
Well, because I was coming from that way.
I know.
All the way around.
No, that's what I mean. It naturally pulled you that way. Yeah. I'm only going to keep you for another 40 years and then I'm going to think about it. No, because we were considering privacy. So, Sweet Bay Magnolia there, the crepe myrtles over in that kidney garden. And then, were we going to do a holly or are we going to do another crepe up here?
Whichever we decide. I mean, I just want to make sure that we're substantial there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this has to be, no, I know.
Is
If
this,
you go get a boxwood, that'll give you an idea of planting space. And then meet it up with. Boxwoods
right, that's what
down this thin part, right?
Straight up that way.
Yeah, because we're going to have holly on that side.
I just, it kind of gives us a little bit of wiggle room to our side. That's the only reason.
I was looking for the property line.
Might as well.
Yeah, so you can back that up more that way.
So it's good, right, where it's at.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to take out all the sod then, right? You're going to be able to mow that?
Huh?
That's the whole point. We need to make sure. That's why I'm saying now that you took that back, you can take that a little
Yeah.
in so that we can mow it easily. So I'll shape it and kind of give you an idea of what I was thinking. Jeez, I don't know. Definitely need, if we're going to plant one here, we need like a round, and we need enough space, right? It's like one of the game controllers. I don't really like it. It's almost like we have to have 3 waves. If you're gonna do it, it's gotta go like, I was kind of hoping to start it like here. And do like a wave in, like that. And then a wave.
I mean, we can use, I mean, we don't have to, but we could probably use the fence as a guide, and we can put a, no, we can use a stake and do the string in a circle.
Okay guys, I'm going to give you guys a idea of what it is we're doing. So you saw us lay out the rope and Ernie painted the gardens out. So I have a change of plans and how I'm doing things. Oh, and just really quick, this is our patio setup. We got this rug and these 2, well, we got everything at Lowe's. The little seating set, these 2 ottomans and this rug, and we got a barbecue, and then these pots at Home, and then Mandevilla we planted in there. I didn't film it because it was Memorial Day weekend and we were enjoying life, and but anyways, it's kind of messy right now because we've been living out here. Anyways, so I have some changes. So I decided in front of the patio I'm going to do 2 gardens, half rounds, because I wanted an entryway. And then I have those 2 boxwood hedges which I'm going to plant at the pillars here. And those are going to be eventually shaped into like cones. And then I'm thinking limelight hydrangeas in here. I'm not sure. So anyways, I'm going to do 2 gardens there. And then I have this one that we are extending. So this is the original garden that came. So we're extending it. I wanted lots of waves and movement. I don't like straight lines. And you can see here we have like a natural sidewalk because we also did, I don't know if you remember from the first video, but I'm doing an arbor here. So like a entrance exit type thing. So the reason why I have these big circle areas is because this is where trees are going to go. So I'm going to do, I want to do a sweet bay magnolia here. I think one here as well. And then I'll show you where I'm going to plant the crepe myrtles. Not exactly sure what kind of plants are going to go in here yet. That's the fun part of gardening. But I love this natural little sidewalk. We made sure to make it so that the lawnmower can come right down the center here. And we're going to do boxwood hedges here to create like a formal entry. And then these hollies, we have 2 here. We're either going to do 2 or 1 more right here. This is the grass Ernie took out from right there. So this will be garden and this will be a grass pathway. So standing from over here, you can see that there'll be like a nice garden entry because we'll have plants here and then a nice green entry into the yard with a beautiful tree right here. So I love that. And then over here is where I'm going to plant the sweet bay magnolia because it's right in front of the window for privacy purposes. And then over there where I'm planting the tree is going to give us, because we have this big opening here, privacy for that window. So I'm really trying to keep all of that into consideration. Now, you saw us playing with the garden over there, and I just couldn't wrap my brain around it because we can't plant up against the fence because you can see down the middle of our houses is a natural drainage way, so we can't interfere with that. So I thought if we leave, the same distance for a lawnmower to go to the back and move the garden this way and just do like a island garden, but I couldn't, I just couldn't. I don't know, it just wasn't sitting right with me. So we do want to plant 2 crepe myrtles here. Let me back up and show you. Right here. So we want one right here and one right here. So what we decided to do, and Ernie's going to draw it out later, is just like the front yard, we're going to do a big circle garden here with a tree, and then one over here with a tree. So when we do this one, it'll create an entryway coming in this way and an entryway coming in that way. And then we decided that, oh, and then I planted these. So Ernie said I couldn't plant on this side because it would interfere with the waterway. So I planted on this side. And these are wax leaf privets, Japanese privets, I believe. We planted them all the time in California, and they grow super fast. They've been in the ground a week, and I've already got a ton of new growth on them. Everywhere, all of them. So anyways, so this is the side of our house. Eventually we're gonna have a sidewalk, a concrete sidewalk put in here. That's gonna take us all the way to right here. So we're gonna put the arbor here. I think I had told you guys that I wanted it with the house right here, but we're gonna do it there instead, the arbor. So that'll be the entrance into the garden. These eventually will grow all the way up to here. Now, because we put a barbecue here, we decided to not do the pull down shade. So this is just our setup now, but we wanted to get some privacy. So even if these get up to about here, we'll have complete privacy on our patio from this side. So anyways, but the 2 trees gardens will look beautiful as an entry going into the backyard. So I've already put a here comes Ernie, we're getting ready to pull up grass. I've already put a thing on Facebook, and so many people want the sod that we're pulling up, so we're gonna get busy pulling this up. It just started rooting, so it shouldn't be too hard to get up, which is why we wanted to do it now. So we're gonna pull it up as best we can. We're gonna get it in my gorilla cart, take it out to the driveway, and I'll put it on Facebook that it's sitting there, and there we go. All right, I'm gonna set you guys up and let you guys watch the progress. we already had people coming by and picking up sod. You're going to see in a little bit, one of my neighbors came with her little girl. She ended up taking almost all of it. She has the same model as me down the street, and they didn't sod her backyard either, so she was so happy to take it all. If we would have waited one more week to pull up the sod in our designated areas, we would have screwed ourselves. It was already pretty rooted in some areas, and we were pulling these roots. I mean, it was sown in really good. So that was amazing to see, because at this point, Ernie had just mowed the lawn, I believe the day before. Yes, the day before. It was early in the morning when we got started, so that's why I was kind of talking low earlier, because I believe it was about 7 a.m. And we knew that it was going to be a very hot day, and we wanted to get at it pretty early, and we wanted to make sure that anybody who wanted sod would come by and get it, as you know, like it was nice and fresh. So that's what I took a picture of earlier, and I posted it in the same post that I had originally posted, that the sod was being pulled up as as I was typing it, and it's going to be in the driveway. Gave her my address, and Ernie helped her load it up, and lots of people were bummed because she was the first one over here. Well, actually, there was a gentleman who came by and picked up some, and then she came second, and she ended up she's right down the street, so she came over with her golf cart, and Ernie just kept loading her up, and she just kept coming back. So it was nice to know that the sod went to a good home and somebody that could use it. And I know that I had a question, why did you, make sure to cut out your gardens before? But I had mentioned before that we really weren't sure, and I'm glad we didn't, because I actually changed my mind as far as the size of gardens and placement and all of that. So I'm really happy that, I waited, and we lived with it for a few weeks before we started cutting into it, because or a couple weeks, no, maybe 3 weeks, I think. Yeah. And it's good because I changed my mind, and, it's good. Much like decorating your house, your garden is, when you're doing this type of, Ernie and I have landscaped many yards, many yards. And it's just like decorating a home, and your plans change. So it was good to live with the green grass and the trees and really enjoy that vibe, and, let your imagination just run wild with the clean slate, I think that it's so cool that we have this blank slate and that we're able to create a true garden. And, I do want green grass in my backyard, but I want gardens. I want the grass to be pathways. I don't want it to be, I'm not looking for a lawn, and, an expansive lawn. I feel very, excited about that, because I don't have kids or pets, so I can, just really develop a beautiful garden for Ernie and I to enjoy. And, we were kind of just talking about it, and we're going to end up doing brick on our patio, and at some point we want to extend that brick out into the garden and have a place where we can go and sit and have coffee, on weekends, on beautiful mornings like this. And just so much to look forward to. So anyways, I just wanted to jump on here and say, had we waited one more week to pull this sod up, it would have been horrible. I mean, it was already difficult as it was, and, with clay dirt, it was heavy. So Ernie busted his butt. Thank you, babe, for always working with me to make my dreams come true. You rock. I love you. guys, so we have the gardens all dug out here. I love this wide entryway here. And over here. And all of this, I love the waves. I want to show you how nice it is. This nice little green walkway is just fabulous. Isn't this cool? It's kind of hard to tell because there's a shadow here, but this is where the boxwoods are going to go. Oh, it's going to look so good. That's trash. Ernie tried using the rototiller on this clay and it's not working, but that's okay. We're going to be adding a ton of mulch. We'll break this down so this is all one here, and we'll get it planted. What we didn't do are these two tree areas, which we'll get to. He's exhausted. This is a lot of work. So we will get to those eventually. But oh, look at when you walk in and you look over to your left, all the garden space is going to be so beautiful. I can't wait. So now I just need to get the compost and get it filled, like bags after bags. I don't know how many bags it's going to take, but I should probably just order bulk and have them deliver it and we'll wheelbarrow it back here, which I might do. I'm not sure. We'll see. But yeah, this is where we're at today. Okay guys, we're going to start planting. I went ahead and picked up a couple of limelight hydrangeas, and I'm going to be putting those in front of the patio in those two eye-shaped gardens. I think they're going to be really spectacular at maturity. They get 6 to 8 feet wide and tall, so I think they're going to be showstoppers in front of the patio. So it's hot, it's like 86 degrees and humid, and I've waited till as long as I could, but I need to get them in the ground. It's like 5:30, I think, p.m. So I got to get this soiled, kind of loosened up, because I want to plant the boxwoods too, and then add some compost and get it all mixed in. So yeah, but I want to hurry up and get this done so that I can take a shower and be done with my day. It's been a long one.
And no one's there, and you wonder who even cares. Oh, come back to your breath, don't drift away from me. I will come down to remind you of before. We can fly away from here. We can stay close, my dear. Swept up and away from all our fears. How are we supposed to know on our own? Together we can go slow. Why don't you leave it all to me? I know how hard it all can be. I'm here to hold your hand through this. Whoa, I'll be beside you all alone. My love for you is so strong. We're right where we belong. Wander around the same old town. Your best kept secrets underground. Your hand on my chest, my heart beats for you. arms out and hold you like before. We can fly away from here. We can stay close, my dear. Swept up in
This is the hard part of doing the backyard, and this is going to be the hard part of getting these gardens started. This dirt is so compact, and it's clay soil, so super dry underneath, and just super compact because, you know, it was a new home, so driving over the clay dirt and compacting it has just it's made it it's hard. It's hard work. So, but this is what has to be done to every single garden bed. I have to break it up, and at least 4 to 6 inches deep. I have to break it up and add the compost. I'm building with the compost and manure. I'm building up the garden beds. It's the same exact thing I did in the front yard, and that way. It'll help to amend that clay soil, but it also gives the initial rooting, of the plant some time. So, but yeah, and it was a hot day, so we made sure these, I got these at Lowe's, and they were wilty at Lowe's. I'm shocked that they don't have somebody walking around with a water wand keeping things hydrated, but they were wilty and they needed to get in the ground. We watered in the circle, and we also watered them, after I got them in the hole, and then of course after we're all done, we've got them watered. But yeah, this is going to be hard work, guys. My eyes were burning so bad. Ernie brought me out the visor. I was so thankful. So I had to take a quick break to clean my eyes out and put the visor on before I could continue. He had already showered. He wanted to help me so bad. He is not the man that likes to watch his woman do manual labor, and I had to keep explaining to him that I'm enjoying it. I know it's hard, and I know I'm suffering because, well, I'm out of shape, so it's hard for me, but I'm determined to get it done, and I'm determined to do it myself, but he doesn't like to watch me struggle, so that's why you see him, he keeps jumping in. I kept telling him, you just took a shower, he had worked on that sod and everything all day, and so, loading it, and I went down to my neighbor's house, and I was probably there for a good hour, and while I was there, he was working in the backyard, so, he had showered. I told him I'm going to wait until, the sun starts to, go behind the houses to work out here, and so I hadn't showered. And so I kept telling him, just don't exert yourself. I don't want you, I want you to rest. So, but he just kept jumping in. But it feels so good, and I was telling him it just feels so good, and I just keep thinking about the end game. I just keep thinking about, when it's going to be, all done, when the backyard's going to be, or at least to a point to where I've got a good, I got a good head start with these two little eye gardens, but like I said, the boxwoods, I still got to get those. I'm just, being cheap. I'm doing this on a budget, so I shouldn't say I'm being cheap. I'm doing this on a budget, and, I asked Ernie, I said, I don't want to break the bank on this backyard. I really want to be smart about it. I know the trees are going to be costly, and that's understandable, but I am still looking for a good deal on those, while I'm doing this. But as far as everything else goes, I'm searching for the best price everywhere, the nurseries, online, and just making sure I'm getting the best deal for everything that I want to put in the garden. And so I'm going to keep myself on a budget. I said, what would be a good amount? He said, I don't know, and I said, okay, well, I'm going to budget myself to $100 a pay period, and whatever I can get plant-wise with $100, then that's what I'm going to get. So that's how I'm going to be doing my garden and building my garden. And, I wish I had $1 million to just go out and blow, but I'm not going to tap into my savings account to do a garden. I'm going to do it on a budget, and I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to enjoy it. And it's actually kind of fun when you're on a budget and when you have a dollar amount to spend. It's actually been kind of fun to, navigate and see what you can get and how much you can get for that. You know what I mean? And if I go a little over, that's okay, but at least I know that I'm staying as close as possible to that $100 every time, every pay period. And I, just in case any of you guys are wondering, how I'm doing this, or if you can do this on a budget, maybe $50 is your maximum, maybe you've got $200 or $500, whatever it is. But I think that it kind of makes it fun too, to do it on a budget and see how creative you can get with your money. So there you go. So I have my landscaper, the guy who came and did the trees and the sod and everything. He's looking for a good deal for me for the trees that we want, and at the time of this video. And I also spoke with, because trees are very expensive, I also spoke with the garden manager at Lowe's, and he said they won't get another shipment of trees until Labor Day weekend. So I may have to wait until then to get the trees, unless my landscaper guy can find them for me at a decent price. And I'm not looking for mature trees right away. I'm fine with them being little guys and, watching them grow. I would preferably like them to be at least 5 feet tall in the, from the get-go. But anyways, so there you go. Now Ernie is just, we're just making some final changes, but look at those gardens, you guys. I see those, and I know they're nothing right now, but in my head, they're big. In my head, they're mature. And in my head, I can envision exactly how this backyard is going to make us feel, when we walk into it, once it's mature and all of my finishing touches are on it. And even once everything's in, it doesn't even have to be mature. So I'm just so excited and loving every stinking minute. Okay, guys, that wraps it up for today. So I think it looks really good. We decided to move our Mandevilla pots from here, obviously, over here, which creates a beautiful entryway. I love it. So I had these box hoods. I bought these boxwoods that I told you guys, and they were $27, and that's just too much money. So I did find them at Tractor Supply for $8, so I'm going to be buying those for all around here. And this is going to be these will be my magnolia gardens. But I think that it's beautiful because once they grow in, with the boxwoods all the way around, it'll be a more like formal entry into the patio, and I just think that that's going to be so beautiful. That clay dirt is no joke. It kicked my butt. Ernie had to step in and help, but I'm not looking forward to doing that to here. So my plans are, I'm going to get these done on these gardens. I want to get these done and complete. And then I'm going to be moving over to this section here, because I want to get boxwoods planted in here and get them established, as well as my other holly on this side. Holly, maybe one here. And we got to get rid of that. This is going to be an interesting, I'm going to have to work on it a little bit at a time. That rose is going to my neighbor. I don't know if I mentioned it to you. She wants it, so I'm going to dig it up and give it to her, but it feels so good to have at least those two gardens done. But yeah, this is where I'm going to focus my attention when I'm done with those, here and here, because I want to get those established. And I have to plan this whole garden out here. I know a tree is going here, a sweet bay magnolia. Ernie is thinking he wants what is it, Ern? A Japanese maple right here, which I think will be beautiful. And the interesting thing is this is going to have to be full sun. Everything is going to have to be able to live in full sun, because it's not going to be a shade garden for a while, but that's okay. Things can be transplanted. So that's where I'm going to, once I finish those two, I'm going to go ahead and focus my attention over here. Also, I do want to mention, Ernie wants me to contact the people that did the curbing in our front yard. So I'm going to have them come out and give me a quote, and that way we can get the curbing done around here and all the garden. And I'm going to walk over there and show you what we're going to do here. But as you can see, we didn't dig our holes because we're tired for our trees. So what we're going to have him do is go ahead and pour the concrete around like where we want them, and then we'll just dig the grass out, which is going to be a pain, but at least that'll be done. So concrete, curbing around all this. And then I told Ernie he's going to have to go inside this garden on the inside rather than the outside. And the reason why is when we get over here, if he goes on the outside, we're not going to have anywhere to walk. And I wanted a green sidewalk here. So the curbing will have to go inside here and inside here. So that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the progress of the backyard secret garden come along. I can't wait to do more, and I can't wait to share more. It's gonna be beautiful when it's done. So thank you so much for staying till the end. I really appreciate you guys, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.